Heungbu and Nolbu. In this story from old Choseon, two brothers reveal the power of virtue and greed. The kind-hearted Heungbu helps a swallow and receives unexpected fortune, while his brother Nolbu learns a harsher truth. Passed down through generations, this beloved tale reminds us that kindness multiplies and greed destroys itself. Once upon a time, there lived a nobleman named Yon Sengwon. He had two sons. Nolbu, the older, was mean and selfish. Heungbu, the younger, was gentle and sincere. Nolbu's cruelty had no end. He forced crying children to eat dirt, sang at funerals, teased nuns, and dug holes in the road just to make people fall. But Heungbu was the exact opposite. He respected elders, helped the poor, and even took care of animals and plants. Everyone loved him. Still, Heungbu stayed poor because his heart was too kind to think of himself. When their parents passed away, Nolbu took all the inheritance and threw his brother's family out. Homeless, Heungbu wandered until he found an empty hut in another village. One day, when his children were starving, Heungbu went to beg for rice from his older brother. But Nolbu, now even richer, didn't give him a single grain. He even beat him and kicked him out. Still, Heungbu didn't hate him. He told his wife that robbers had stolen the rice Nolbu gave. His wife knew it wasn't true, but stayed silent, out of love and respect. Time passed. Their family grew to more than 10 children, but they stayed poor and humble, doing small chores to survive. One day, a wandering monk said, "Build your home on good land, and good things will come." So Heungbu moved near a mountain and built a small hut. That spring, a swallow made a nest under the roof and laid 6 eggs. But one day, a snake attacked. 5 chicks were eaten, and the last one broke its leg. Heungbu carefully wrapped the bird's leg with silk thread and a bit of fish skin. He nursed it until it could fly again. In autumn, the swallow flew south and told the king of swallows about Heungbu's kindness. Next spring, a swallow returned and dropped a seed, a magical gourd seed. Heungbu and his wife planted it. Soon the vines grew thick, and 3 giant gourds hung from the roof. When they cut open the first one, 2 boys appeared, bringing gold, rice, and medicine. The second held silks and treasures. The third revealed a beautiful woman and servants who built them a grand house. Heungbu's family had become rich beyond their dreams. When Nolbu heard his brother's fortune, he burned with jealousy. He thought, if he can do it, so can I. He built a nest himself, hoping a swallow would come. When one did, and laid 6 eggs, he got impatient. He poked the nest, killed 5 chicks, and broke the leg of the last one on purpose. Then pretended to heal it. The next spring, the swallow came back and dropped a seed. On it was written, "For revenge." But Nolbu ignored it and planted the seed anyway. The gourd grew overnight, its vines twisting, breaking walls and pulling down building things. When he opened the first gourd, old men and soldiers came out demanding fines. The second, crowds of beggars shouting and fighting. The third, funeral bearers calling him to the underworld. Still greedy, Nolbu kept opening them until monsters, demons, and ghosts burst out, taking everything he owned. From the last gourd came a giant general in armor. He pointed at Nolbu and shouted, "You have wronged your brother. Prepare for your punishment." Terrified, Nolbu cried and begged for forgiveness. Then the general vanished. When Nolbu opened his eyes, his house was empty. Everything was gone, When Heungbu heard what had happened, he came right away. He shared half of his wealth and forgave his brother. Nolbu, weeping, fell to his knees and said, "I was wrong. Forgive me." Heungbu lifted him up with both hands and smiled. "Let's start again, brother." From then on, the two brothers lived in peace. Heungbu continued to help the poor, and his kindness was remembered for generations. You've been listening to East Reads Classics. Thank you for joining today's story.